I don't like the fact that they moved away from Jonathan Majors, the actor. But character for character, the switch from Kang to Doctor Doom is the absolute best thing that's happened to the multiverse saga so far. And we ain't even seen it on screen yet. Hogan, Austin, Cena, Reigns. That's my Mount Rushmore. What I do know is not having the tribal chief or a character of that level on screen has been a void for me. I just feel like WWE's been in a little bit of a lull lately. Outside of maybe when Cena turned heel, I don't know of another week this year where I felt like, oh shit, I can't wait to see what the fuck's gonna happen tomorrow or on the next show. Maybe Cena turning heel, and then SummerSlam when Seth cashed in, Doomsday. I don't think it's being rushed. They have plenty of time. People forget that there were standalone movies for decades. Like, you don't have to build to everything. Just Thanos didn't have that much build either. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mic Check. Hope you're having a fucking awesome week so far. If you've been with us all week, this is now your third time checking in. So we also, this past week, our only comics episode, I think, is the most viewed up until this point in a week in a few months. So a lot of views on that. Appreciate everybody that checked that out. And I had a lot of fun doing that deep dive on Doom, the Magic, Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange, how all that shit worked. That was a lot of fun to go through. So I'm glad that y'all liked it. So we are going to talk a little bit about some comic book stuff today. You know, there's just so much. It's funny. It goes from being no news to a lot of news. And there's some things that I don't think they're big enough to do a deep dive on, but I'm going to kind of jump through those real quick. But before that, I saw this stat last week. It said that it was about music. The Billboard Hot 100 charts. This is October, the week of October 25th through November 1st. So just this past week, there were no rap songs in the top 40. And that's the first time that's happened since February 3rd of 1990. So 35 years since the last time there wasn't at least one rap song in the Billboard Hot 100 chart, top 40. I don't know why it's Hot 100, top 40. Why don't they just say top 40? But the drought has come to an end, though. Megan Thee Stallion, her new song Lover Girl, which I've not heard, has hit number 38. November 8th on the Hot 100. So first rap song to be on that list since a week ago. But what's crazy is 35 years. Now, obviously in 1990, hip hop was not what it is today. So I don't think it was crazy back then to not have a rap song on the top 40 just because of the lack of respect I think this genre received back then, the culture in general. But it's also grown, too, to a point where hip-hop's become mainstream. So in 2025, to not have at least one song in the top 40 is insane. The last song, or the song that fell off to kind of, I guess, spark this conversation was Kendrick and SZA's Luther. That song was on the chart for 44 consecutive weeks. So it was in the top 140 for 44 weeks straight. So a hell of a run, but it's just crazy that there's been no other top 40 rap music. So a top 40 is not, the end all be all, obviously. That it's just, the most popular. You can always find some good music regardless, but it's crazy stat. Anyways, this song Lover Girl is kicking ass, I guess. Again, I've not heard it. It's at it's Megan's 21st song to reach the top 100, or the Hot 100 top 40. So I guess it's what to expect from her. But anyway, other music news. I'm a big J. Cole fan. I know some of you guys are. We talked about top rappers a few weeks ago. I heard this last week. I literally heard this like the day after I recorded. I was like, shit, I wish we could have had this for last week. But we got it here this week. Cameron, I'm a big J. Cole fan. Cameron and J. Cole, they have two collaborations. They have the intro song 95 South from the off season. And on that, Cam just kind of does a a speaking role, I guess. He don't actually rap. He just does a voiceover. Really, it's just Cam talking shit in between J. Cole verses, which was cool. But on J. Cole's last album, Might Delete Later, they had a collab, Ready 24. It, I think it samples or uses the same sample as the original Ready Dipset song from back in the early 2000s. But because of this song and because of what didn't happen after, Cameron's suing J. Cole. He's suing him for $500K. So I guess what happened was J. Cole asked Cam to work on a song for an upcoming project in December of 21. He agreed under the conditions. He got proper credit and he would have full control over the final cut. And he also wanted J. Cole to join him for another collaboration, another collab in the future, either a song or an appearance on his podcast, It Is What It Is. Following year, they recorded the song, Ready 24. At the time, Cam said that he confirmed he wouldn't release it until Cole followed through with another collab. Allegedly, Cole agreed. 2 years later, with Cole, basically, it says he's refused to honor his agreement. He hasn't collabed with Cam on a single or the podcast, and he still put out the song Ready 24. So Cam suing him, which is kind of crazy, but not. I mean, if that really was the agreement, he didn't follow through. I'm just wondering, like, aren't there some steps before that? Like, did you call him and he refused? Or not that it's any of my business, but it's out there, it's news. I just wondering how quick it got to litigation. Crazy. I guess he really values an appearance from J. Cole, though. You're suing for $500K, assuming that that's a number that you think you would have made by either doing a podcast or a song with Cole, which I can see. I mean, I know these guys make money streaming, and you put J. Cole on a podcast. He don't really do podcasts. That would be huge. And he don't really do features either. Hasn't in a while. But he was, speaking of podcasts, Cam was on a podcast called Talk with Flea. And the host asked him, or somebody asked him, if he was suing J. Cole, and Cam, he wouldn't speak on it. And then the guy's final question was, all right, he said some shit like, you don't want to answer, well, just answer this. He's on the way to being a rap legend. That don't make you want to be like, nah, you know what? Let bygones be bygones, or whatever the case may be. And then Cam spoke up. He did respond to this. He said, I think J. Cole definitely going to be a rap legend, 100% definite, but he don't get a pass. So, I mean, I get it from Cam's perspective. Like, I guess the guy's saying is just, I don't think he's going to be. He's already a fucking legend. But just because he's a legend, does that mean he should get a pass if he didn't honor his agreement? I say no. As much as I'm a big J. Cole fan, if what they allege is true, then I think you owe him a verse or hop on the podcast or something. Anyway, I was thinking about Doomsday this past week. There's a lot of news about Doomsday, which we talked about. We talked a shit ton about Dr. Doom on Only Comics, who's fucking awesome. And I see these things online, and I don't know, they don't bother me, but they do bother me. They confuse me is probably a better way to explain it. I'm confused by some of these takes out there. The one that gets me a lot is they're rushing to Dr. Doom, and it's just because of the Kang stuff and yada, yada, yada. And now I don't agree rushing. First of all, they pushed the movie back a few times. So rushing, they pushed the shit back. What I will say is I don't like the move away from Kang because of the Jonathan Majors situation. I don't think what happened or didn't happen or alleged, whatever the case may be, as far as what I've heard, what was released to the public, I didn't see anything there that would justify moving away from this dude completely. So I don't like the fact that they moved away from Jonathan Majors, the actor. But character for character, I do like the fact that they moved away from Kang for Doom when you got, now it wasn't called Doomsday at the time, but you're building the Secret Wars regardless. I don't like the idea, the thought, and I never did, of a Journey to Secret Wars through Kang, because I'm partial to the 2015. This is my personal opinion. You could argue all day, it doesn't matter. You know, the OG Secret Wars, Doom wasn't that big of a presence. It's more the Beyonder. Sure, got you. I like the 2015 version more, and I'm a fan of Doctor Doom. So to me, the switch from Kang to Doom is probably the absolute, not probably, the switch from Kang to Doctor Doom is the absolute best thing that's happened to the multiverse saga so far. And we ain't even seen him on screen yet. I just feel like you don't do a Secret Wars movie without Doctor Doom. You can, but you shouldn't. There's things you can do, and you shouldn't. That's one of them. You can do it, because you can do whatever the fuck you want, but you shouldn't. You can run out in front of traffic to try to get to the other side of the road, but you probably shouldn't, dude. You can get your fucking ass run over. Maybe hit the little button. Wait till the walk light comes on or something. Maybe do that. Maybe don't do a Secret Wars story through Kang. Maybe include him. Maybe don't drop Jonathan Majors, but Doctor Doom's an upgrade all day, every day. There were some rumors about the trailer. We talked about that on Only Comics. There's some more rumors, though, from another podcast, other YouTube show. The rumor is that Marvel Studios has multiple different versions of the Doomsday trailer ready to go, and they still haven't settled on which one is going to be released. We talked about one that is rumored to show a lot of Robert Downey's Doctor Doom. It's rumored to show this broken, tragic figure, this almost Darth Vader style of villain, Phantom of the Opera style of personality. This rumor here alleges that one of the versions features Steve Rogers and Peggy Carter, but not suited up in any superhero costume. So if that's the case, then there probably is some truth to the rumor about Captain America going back in time and being the one that caused the incursion that took Doom's family, his world, his universe. Possibly. Chris Evans and Haley Atwell's returns have not been confirmed yet, so I'd be shocked. If they are in this, I'd be shocked if that's the trailer they choose to go with, because we still have not been told that these two are going to be in this movie. The other rumor mentioned on this, well, we know Patrick Stewart, or Sir Patrick Stewart, as they call him, will return as Charles Xavier. We know that already. There's a rumor that, this is a new one, 3 planets will be colliding during the final multiversal incursion, and that will possibly create Battleworld. Those 3 incursions would be the Avengers Earth, the X-Men's Earth, and the Fantastic Four's Earth. Last incursion, collision course. Okay. Sir Patrick Stewart's going to be on this X-Men Earth. He's going to be in this movie. That's been confirmed. The rumor is that this will be his final time suiting up as Charles Xavier. Not only that, this will be his final acting role, which I think is pretty cool. At first, when I heard he was coming back, I kind of thought, we gave him some shit on the podcast, like, dude, why are we bringing back the oldest actors in the world? I loved him as Xavier, but my man's like damn near 80 now. But I do think it's a cool send-off, because he defined that Charles Xavier role in the OG X-Men series. So a lot of things that didn't hit in those movies, but one of the things that they did a great job of was bringing Charles Xavier to life on screen. They focused probably more on the good side of Xavier, because you see how complex he is in the comics and in the show, the animated series. does some shady shit sometimes, does some fucked up things sometimes, all for the good. I would say he's definitely, we're talking about hero versus anti-hero, villain, anti-villain, that kind of box. He would definitely fall in the hero, but maybe sometimes anti-hero in certain ways. But I think that's cool. If this is his final role, nice send off, a franchise that he played a big part in building. So why not go out in Doomsday when the X-Men jump over into the MCU? So Avengers Doomsday replaced Kang Dynasty. Kang kicked to the curb. We got Dr. Doom, Robert Downey Jr. The thing about Kang Dynasty, though, is they never made the movie, but they had some scripts, they had plans, they had things that were planned out. So one of the writers, Michael Waldron, confirmed a lot of the things that were in the works recently in an interview. So what he said was they were working on a version where, and I want to go through them. I'm going to give you my take. See what you guys think. Young Avengers would be assembled in this movie. So Young Avengers, you got Kate Bishop, you got Ironheart, you got Kamala Khan, you got maybe Spider-Man. I don't know. I'm sure there's some others I'm missing. But the Young Avengers, Yelena's probably in the mix. They had plans for that team to take on and defeat one of the Kang variants. However, the scene would be played as a joke because the team's going to defeat this version of Kang. They're going to be all excited. They're fucking celebrating. Yeah, we beat up Kang. And then they're going to discover that this Kang carried a little card. No bullshit. A little card that said, "Be patient. It's my first day as Kang." And they were going to be kind of the butt of the joke, as they say. So I think that sounds fucking ridiculous. I'm glad that we never got to see that. Then some other plot leaks suggested that we would meet a younger version of Kang when he was a scientist, Nathaniel Richards. And the plan was for him to join forces with the Avengers to take on Kang and many of the variants. The Council of Kangs would defeat the Avengers, causing the remaining heroes to then travel through the multiverse in Avengers Secret Wars, assemble a team of some big heavy hitters, people like Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, people from the X-Men, the Fantastic Four franchises as well. And Kang, either way, in either one of these alleged plot lines, Kang was going to be front and center. There was no mention of Dr. Doom. Then there was another version allegedly about Doctor Strange basically being the villain. So Kang let's back up. Earth 616 is about to facing an incursion with Earth 838, which is the home of the Illuminati, and Doctor Strange too. A previously unseen member of the team would come to the MCU seeking to avenge his fallen allies, an Iron Man variant, someone that was not mentioned, not shown with the team. But if you remember in Doctor Strange 2, there were Ultron drones at the headquarters. So this Iron Man variant would have created those, and Robert Downey Jr. would have played him, and he was going to basically be a villain. So we also heard things about the Beyonder being introduced in Kang as a Kang variant. There was a crazy rumor where Kang was a hero who was trying to save the multiverse from Doctor Strange because him traveling the multiverse caused a string of incursions. At one point, they were even going to pull what I would call an okie doke, where Kang was positioned as the main villain, but he gets taken out easy, quick, and instead the Beyonder was actually the real villain. And then from Kang Dynasty, they would then go to Secret Wars, where the multiverse would also be destroyed, but they were in the void setting to go battle with the Beyonder instead of Kang. So all kinds of shit. I just feel like, now, these are all early ideas. Nothing's really been confirmed outside of some of the Young Avengers stuff, but these were just all the rumors, the plot leaks, allegedly, of Kang Dynasty. But after hearing all that and hearing all of the same type of rumors we've heard about Doomsday, let's just say I'm ecstatic that we ain't getting that shit. I'm also not a huge Kang guy. I like Jonathan Majors. I thought he did an amazing job as He Who Remains. But Kang, the character itself, I'm not crazy about. Not in the same way as Dr. Doom. And hearing this, it doesn't sound like Secret Wars was going to be comic accurate. Obviously, they could adapt just small elements like they did with Civil War for the movie. They don't have to go crazy, take a page, take the story from the comic and just throw it on screen, which sometimes I wish they would do. But they could have pulled it off with Kang, Beyonder, a mixture of the two. But I don't think it would. I think you got a better shot at being a bigger, better movie with Dr. Doom, especially when you're building the Secret Wars. So I think in every way possible, having Doom replace Kang, outside of the loss of Jonathan Majors, it's definitely an improvement to the MCU in this story now. And I don't think I think that people that say it's rushed and we don't know what's going on, you forget that you didn't know what the fuck was going on for Infinity War until Infinity War happened. There were plot points out there that at the time you would have never suspected would play into this movie, and they did. And I think the same thing's going to happen with Doomsday. Incursions are going on. They happened in Doctor Strange. All this multiverse travel has caused some shit to be fucked up. We're going to see that in Doomsday. There's all these weapons out there. Speaking of weapons, that movie sucked. No, it didn't suck. It was mid. You got the bangle that Kamala Khan has. That's got some dimensional power. You got the 10 rings. Those are still out there. Shang-Chi has those. Those channel power from other dimensions. You got all the shit that Wanda had, the Darkhold. You got Doctor Strange, and I'm sure they got some fucking shit up in that place, some artifacts, some weapons, something. There's probably things too that we don't even know of. But there's shit going on that's gone on already in the MCU that I think will play a major piece in a Doomsday. I don't think it's being rushed. They have plenty of time. People forget that there were standalone movies for decades. Like, you don't have to build to everything. Thanos didn't have that much build either. Anyways, all right, let's move on. Let's talk about wrestling. Saturday Night Live event, Saturday Night Live event, main event, whatever the fuck it's called. I'm not going to go through the whole show. I haven't watched the whole show, honestly. I saw the first match. I saw the Jade. I saw Jade destroy Tiffy. Tiffy time. Ain't Tiffy time no more. I thought that was a good move to kind of to beat Tiffy. I think they need to repackage her. I think her character does not work as a babyface. I think it works as a heel and only a heel. I think Jade could do either or. I mean, the fans are behind Jade. I know a lot of people on the internets, on the Twitters, they talk a lot of shit. She's green, she's that, she's that, man. She needs to go back down there, man. You know, they get all upset. But I think she's definitely green, but I think she's come a long way. I think she's got the crowd behind her. She knows her place. She's not going to be a best technical wrestler in the world. She's more of a power wrestler, which she showed in this match against Tiffany Stratton. She hit some power moves. Some were a little sloppy-ish, but the crowd was in it. She won the belt. I think we need to push her as a face. I say we, like, I'm going to call Triple H and be like, dude, the fuck? Send Tiffy back as a heel. Take some time off TV. She needs to come out and attack somebody at the worst possible time, act like she's saving someone. But I think she works as a heel. I don't think many people are interested in her as a babyface. Another character, another wrestler who's an amazing heel right now. I say another one. Neither one of these were. I think Tiffy would be. One who is an amazing heel, who's actually becoming too good of a heel that he's getting cheered, is Dominic Mysterio. Conan was on a podcast. I think it was on his own podcast. And he was talking about Dom's rise in the WWE. And he said that basically what he said was WWE is positioning Dominic to become a top guy eventually. And the reason I brought this up is more because now I'm not going to get into all why he said it, but I agree 100%. I think Dom could and should be a top guy in WWE. His heel work was phenomenal. I think that now that we see Rhea out as a babyface on her own, away from Dom and Liv, I think you realize that Dom was a massive part of Rhea played a great part, but coming out of this, now Liv's hurt, so it's hard to really judge, but who would you say has had the better run since that feud? I think it's Dom, hands down. Rhea, kind of same thing I said about Tiffy. She doesn't hit as a babyface. She's the same character, same music, same fucking clothes, same everything, but she's just good. I think that's what's different now compared to back in the day. You would see real face and heel turns. Sometimes nowadays, the person doesn't change a goddamn thing about them except for who they wrestle. They still act and do everything the same. They just team with the good guys versus the bad guys. But y'all let me know. What do you think of Rhea as a babyface, Tiffy as a babyface? I like them both better as a heel, but I do think Conan's dead on with this Dominic take. I think that he's a phenomenal wrestler all around. And he's young too. He gets the business. I mean, his dad's Rey Mysterio, so I guess how could you not? There's always talk about best stuff. Like, I do a lot of this. I love ranking things. My lists change all the fucking time, but I love ranking movies, songs, albums. You know, I love talking hip hop, and it's always album based for me. I'm always ranking albums and all around artists for me. One of the things I look at is how many classic albums. So another topic that always gets thrown out is the old Mount Rushmore question. We've done this before. Why I'm bringing this up is Cody Rhodes gave his Mount Rushmore of WWE superstars recently, and I saw them. I'm never shocked. Like, it's his own list, so I can't say, well, that's wrong. Like, when people say, you're wrong, read a comic. Oh, fuck, dude, it's his opinion. One person, well, I'm going to give you his, if you haven't seen it already. He picked his father, Dusty Rhodes, which a lot of people were giving him shit about that online. I mean, dude, it's his dad. He lost his dad. He his dad was, a crazy important part of his life. I don't think it's crazy for him to have his dad on his Mount Rushmore of WWE superstars. He had The Rock, which I think The Rock's probably on a lot of people's Mount Rushmores. I'm going to give mine after this, as of today. John Cena's on there, which, again, John Cena's probably on a lot of people's Mount Rushmores. So that's not how you say it. Okay, that's how I fucking said it. The one that surprised me even more than him putting his dad, that didn't surprise me, was Triple H. Put Triple H on his Mount Rushmore. Now, I'm a big Triple H fan of his wrestling career. I'm not, people, he married the daughter of Vince, that's why no, dude, he fucking did his shit in the ring too, dude. Triple H was, one of the things about Triple H was, I think he was very consistent. He was always a big guy. I don't think he was ever the top guy. He was always in the mix. He never hit the heights of a Stone Cold or The Rock or whatever, but he's the guy that once he got to the main event picture, he was always in the main event picture. He didn't drop back down to, wrestling for the Intercontinental belt on SmackDown or some shit. He was always in the main event. And he always had pretty solid matches. There wasn't, I'm sure he had this horrible match with, Scott Steiner. Yeah, and I remember that one. But I wouldn't put him this high. I mean, he ain't on my Mount Rushmore, but he's on Cody. So a lot of people were giving him shit about that too. Like, it's just because, he's the guy who books you. That's why you put him on there. Maybe he's politicking. I don't know. But I would be curious to see any of you guys' Mount Rushmores. I'm going to give mine, and this as of today, so I'll go through each one and tell you why they are on there. As much as I am not a fan of this first individual's takes on a lot of things, I can't deny that Hulk Hogan, he's on my Mount Rushmore. He's one of the all-time greats from a pro wrestling standpoint. Do I agree with the racial shit he said? No. Do I think he should have, actually had a better? Did I like his apology? No. Did I agree with a lot of his takes as to why he was being booed towards the end of his life? No, I don't. It's unfortunate that he passed. I feel sorry for his family. But as a pro wrestler, Hulk Hogan is the OG top guy. He is, of that level, but first top guy of WWF, Andre. Yeah, but to this side, WrestleMania 1 built around him. He is that classic, as Pritchard would say, that white meat babyface. He is the guy that WWE's tried to replicate so many times. John Cena, Roman Reigns, modeled after that type of that character, if you will. Not even that character, just that level of character. The top guy. Reached heights that a lot of people, only dreamed of. So Hogan's on there. Speaking of reaching heights, my second face on the Mount Rushmore, Stone Cold Steve Austin, a guy who reshaped the entire industry. He shook pro wrestling to its core back in 96, 97, 98. That run was insane. Austin was one. Now, it was like lightning in the bottle. Unfortunately, he retired early with the knees and the neck injury. It's really unfortunate, but he hit heights. So, shorter period of time, but I don't think there's a pro wrestler outside of Austin that has hit those heights. There's no one that compares with that. So Stone Cold Steve Austin. Number 3 on the Mount Rushmore is the guy who they call the GOAT. I don't think he's the GOAT, but the guy who's retiring this year, John Cena. Cena, he carried a generation of WWE. He's been that top guy, and you can be like, he's forced down everybody's throat. He's this, he's that. No, he's not the absolute best in the ring, but dude can fucking go and hang with just about anyone. On the mic, phenomenal, same thing. And he's been doing it for so fucking long. And he's been a babyface for most of his career up until that recent shitty heel run. I actually don't think it was shitty. I thought it was okay. I just thought it it just lost its legs pretty quick. I think is probably the best way to explain it. But he was a babyface during a time where it was fucking hard to be a babyface. I mean, it still is. And he stuck with it and he stuck with it. And I think that you can't knock the guy. His run is up there with the greats. So John Cena. And the last on my list is a current guy, is a guy who is the guy right now. Well, not right now, but has been for the past probably 5 years. Roman Reigns, tribal chief. I think that character. I mean, Reigns carried the WWE through COVID. He definitely won the whole Thunderdome era. I think people forget that. This Bloodline storyline started when there was no crowd around. Dude, that's risky business to start something like that brand new with no crowd to get any authentic interactions, reactions. And what they did with that storyline, how long it went on. And then people love to bitch. Oh, it's like NWO, it's going on too long. No, dude. The difference is they did this right. They didn't overdo it. And I think right now, before I get into that, why is he on my Mount Rushmore? Not just because he carried this era. I think he's grown. I think he's found himself as a character. His babyface stuff on the mic is cringy at times. But I also don't know of many bad Roman Reigns matches. He's been into a lot of big moments, and he's always delivered for the most part. So that's my Mount Rushmore. Hogan, Austin, Cena, Reigns. But here's something I was thinking about when it comes to WWE lately. I was saying to my wife the other day, we were talking about how since football season started, we ain't watching WWE as much. But also I'm kind of like, I don't know if it's really football season, because even in past years, I'll just catch up, when the games aren't on. I just feel like WWE's been in a little bit of a lull lately. Those of you that do watch, I know there's a lot of you guys that love pro wrestling. Then we got some casuals, but what do you think, dude? I think it's been kind of mid lately. And here's why I think so. Here's what I think the issue is, at least what it is for me. They're missing a top guy. They don't have a top guy right now. Well, it's CM Punk. No, it's not. I like that he's back and he's in a good place for him as a person. I think that's awesome. I like it for all the fans that have been chanting fucking CM Punk for the past decade. But I've never been a huge CM Punk fan. So for me, I'm not crazy about, I just don't see him as the top guy. Seth is hurt. Cody, he's QB1, he's QB1. I don't know, dude. I think the babyface Cody ran its course as well. You got to evolve these characters nowadays. You can't just do the same shit over and over again. I think you have to evolve them more nowadays to keep people like me interested. The diehards, they're going to be there. The CM Punk fans are there. The Cody crybabies are there. The whole shit. But I think there's a major void right now in not having that tribal chief Roman Reigns character. The shit that they're doing with Jay, Jimmy, it's half interesting. It was interesting a few weeks ago because Reigns was there, and I felt like we got some tribal chief tease, but he's gone. And the Jay CM Punk match didn't go over that well. There was some weird shit going on with the neck breaker, and then the whole, CM Punk kicked him in the head and shit. I don't know if he did. It didn't look, if he did, it wasn't a hard kick. I think he was just frustrated. Who knows? What I do know is not having the tribal chief or a character of that level on screen has been a void for me. And then the rest of this shit just isn't that engaging to make me want to watch it. There were a lot of Bloodline segments that would end, a lot of pay-per-view or PLEs that would end with the Bloodline match and this after the match and after the match that would leave you like, yo, I can't wait to see this shit tomorrow. What the fuck are they going to do? I don't know. Outside of maybe when Cena turned heel, I don't know of another week this year where I felt like, oh shit, I can't wait to see what the fuck's going to happen tomorrow or on the next show. Maybe Cena turning heel, and then SummerSlam when Seth cashed in. But when Reigns was here, I say here like I'm there. When Reigns was there, before he left, when it was still Bloodline, you felt like that shit a couple times a month, like, oh shit, what's going to happen on Raw? What's going to happen on SmackDown? Whatever the fuck. Well, God, can't wait till next week. I don't really get that feeling anymore. So I think WWE's missing a main guy. I really do. So y'all let me know. What do you think about that? Losing my voice there, doing too much talking every week. Last piece, I'm going to do a response, I respond. Got a handful of comments here. So please drop comments, whatever you got. What do y'all think about before I do that, the movie Weapons? Y'all know we talked about it last week. I wasn't a huge fan. Adrian wasn't a huge fan. I think it was mid. I wouldn't say it was absolutely horrible, but it was kind of mid. So you'll let me know what you thought. All right, here we go. Captain Canada. What up, Mike? Dude, the last time I watched Scream was the late 90s on VHS and never seen the rest. Might make some time for them next Halloween. Might catch the first one before Halloween this year. Isn't there like 8 Scream movies? BioShock is a classic. We need remakes. Okay, just watch Scream. Still holds up in 2025. Oh, you edited it. Nice. So you rewatched it. Dude, it definitely holds up. 100%. I'm on Scream 6 right now. I've seen the first one, shit, a dozen times. I love that one. The second one I rewatched for the first time last week. I thought it was okay. I thought it was, I'd probably say it's maybe 6.5. 3 was actually pretty good. I think that was the first time I saw Scream 3 was last week. And then 4, I think I like 4 better than 2 and 3, if I'm remembering them right. They're all fucking blurred too, because I've seen so many now. But 4 is the one when 3 was good though. I would, God, you know what? After I watch the 7th, I'll rank them all. 5, well, after I watch the 6th, I'm sorry, 7th comes out in February. Scream 5, I actually started watching that when it came out and then never finished it, but I saw the whole thing this past week. It was good. I think that it felt weird having Sydney and Gail return. Felt a little odd because you have this new cast of Sam and Tara. It was weird having Sydney and Gail come back. It's like, wait, who's the fucking movie focused on? And then I'm about halfway through 6 right now, which I am actually liking. I'm liking the more violent Ghostface. Like I actually saw, what's his name? The guy who plays Stu, fucking Matt Lillard maybe. He was saying in an interview that he didn't like that Ghostface got that violent in Scream 6. But I did, just because it's the thing about Ghostface, it's not always the same person. So it feel like it should be a little bit different sometimes. He was talking about the scene where, if you haven't seen it, where Ghostface is chasing the girls with a shotgun. And I think he did kill somebody with a shotgun, which I thought was cool. It was different. But I'll tell you what, watching these fucking movies, bro, Ghostface putting in work with that knife. Holy shit. Way he just runs up and stabs the fuck out of people. So anyways, DJ Super Soldier, my guy Mike, MJ's mentality is why he is in a very small group of elite athletes and why he is the GOAT. Yes, too many people feel entitled these days. I think you're right with the Jigga and the Verzuz. My 2 picks from each album would be, and I'm thinking in a Verzuz setting, not my favorite. All right, what you got? Brooklyn's Finest, that's a great song. 22 Twos, Where I'm From, The City Is Mine. Okay. Hard Knock Life, Can I Get a Big Pimpin', Is That Your Bitch? Yep. I Just Want to Love You, Stick to the Script. Izzo, Girls, Girls, Girls. 03 Bonnie and Clyde, You Don't Know remix. Okay. Dirt Off Your Shoulder, 99 Problems. Yeah, dude, 99 Problems is another great one, especially for a Verzuz. Kingdom Come, Show Me What You Got. Hello, Brooklyn, Rock Boys, and the winner is, dude. And I know you, I'll answer your question in a minute about Hello, Brooklyn. Shit, lost my place. Rock Boys, and the winner is Run This Town, Empire State of Mind, Holy Grail, Fuck With Me, You Know I Got It, Kill Jay-Z, Bam, Paris, Otis. And okay, so your list is great outside of Hello, Brooklyn. And then you responded, what don't you like about it? Let me tell you what I don't like about Hello, Brooklyn. First of all, I fucking love the song Mr. Carter with Lil Wayne, Jay-Z. I think that was their first collab. Phenomenal song. Great Wayne verses, really good Jay-Z verse, or great. I mean, and Lil Wayne grew up a Jay-Z fan and was a big fan of the song Lucky Me, which he took some of Jay-Z's lyrics and weaved them into his verse on Mr. Carter. So I have that to me, a masterpiece of a song. And then I get this Hello Brooklyn shit, the fucking, the beat with the crazy bass line. To me, this is like a throwaway track. It feels like some like fucking B-side filler type, you know, and to go from Mr. Carter to that level of a song. I mean, hey, if you love it, dude, fucking love it. But I fucking don't. It's a song that, the other thing I hated about this song is it didn't fit the album. That was from the American Gangsta album. And the way that album starts off with the skit, with Pray, with American Dreaming. And it has that soulful, just like kind of laid back vibe. And then we get this fucking song right in the middle of that, breaks up that whole shit. So that always pissed me off. So it may not even be that bad of a song, DJ, but it pissed me off because of where in the album that song came and how it didn't fit the rest of the album and how much better Mr. Carter was. So I've only listened to this song a handful of times. I would skip it. To me, that's the one blemish on the American Gangster album. So that is it. That is I Respond. So I appreciate y'all watching, dropping, appreciate the comments. We will be back on the live this week. Dude, I missed the live this past week because of trick-or-treating. We were out, went out trick-or-treating. So y'all let me know. Did y'all have a great fucking Halloween? We went out getting some candy, and then we went to a haunted house. A local fire department actually turned their whole place into haunted house. They do it every year. It's a nice little walk through. They had all kinds of animatronics. They had like a spooky maze and walk through. People dressed up, dudes with fake chainsaws. It was awesome. It was some cool shit. So, and it's just open to the community. A lot of people going in and out. It's quick too. So we did that. By the time I got back, I did not get on the live. But we'll be back this Friday, TikTok live. So check me out there. Appreciate y'all watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on that little bell notification so you know when we drop these videos. We got more content coming at you. And hey, if you want to see something, you want to deep dive, drop it in the comments. We love to. It's kind of why we came up with the name, the interns, the internship for membership, because one of the things we love is getting feedback, and you guys can help kind of steer the content because we give you what you ask for most of the time. So anyways, appreciate y'all checking us out. You know where to find me every week right here on Mic Check. We'll see you next week.